Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dan Garcia. I am the program manager for the Master of Science Anesthesia program here at the Medical College of Wisconsin. And I'm going to serve as the Master of Ceremonies for today. So I will be kind of making sure everything runs smoothly and inviting folks to and from the podium, as well as naming all of your students. So wish me luck on making sure I get everyone's name pronounced correctly. But to kick us off, I really want to get us started with President and CEO of the Medical College of Wisconsin, Dr. John Raymond. Dr. Raymond?
Thanks, Dan, and welcome everybody. We're so delighted that you have chosen to join us. So welcome to MCW, welcome to Milwaukee, and welcome to the healthcare profession. As you know, this white coat ceremony is symbolic of the beginning of your career and your education here, but it's a beginning of a long and, I hope, illustrious profession for you, in which you will be healers and colleagues for all of us. And so you are essential members of the anesthesiology and anesthesia team, but you're more than that, and that's big enough. But you are more than that. You are our colleagues, and you are the healers of the future. And so we're so very grateful that you've chosen to join us in one of only a dozen or so programs like this in the United States. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Raymond. I'd like to now invite Provost and Executive Vice President of the Medical College of Wisconsin and the Julia A. Yeline M.A. Dean of the School of Medicine, Dr. Joe Kirshner.
Great, and let me also extend my gratitude for you choosing the Medical College of Wisconsin here for your training, for your studies. I know that this program has been off to a fast start. I know that you probably had other choices of places to study. I know that you're a very diverse and accomplished group of individuals already. So we're so glad that you've decided to join the MCW family. We're just speaking a little bit about the fact that even though as Dean and Provost, I still see patients, and I'm a surgeon, so I'm in the operating room several times a month. And I just want to tell you that from my own personal experience as a pediatric ear, nose, and throat surgeon, I've had the privilege of working with individuals that have received your training and know firsthand the excellent care that is provided to our patients. And as a matter of fact, I was working with one of your colleagues who is in the training program just this past Monday. And so it's fun to see in the operating room exactly what you're learning, to be part of, I hope, occasionally teaching a tidbit or two. But just so excited that you're here and so glad that you've chosen to be with us. And please don't hesitate to reach out if there's ever anything that I can personally do, but you've got a great faculty here and people that care about you. The journey of anybody that's going down this path is difficult at times, but hopefully, as President Raymond said, rewarding. You've got people who love you here in the audience, so lean on them. But most importantly, lean on each other. As you think about this white coat ceremony, you think about what it means to join a profession, what it means to get additional training. It requires a village to get through all of this, and those people who are with you today certainly have helped to create this path for you. But these people that are sitting with you right here and your colleagues who are a little bit further ahead of you will be really important pieces to that. So please do lean on each other. Don't hesitate to reach out when you do need help. But also, importantly, celebrate in the joy of this experience. Take time to realize that being able to have the privilege to gain this knowledge and to gain this experience is something that few people have. And so try and, even in between exams and other rigorous things, enjoy the time that you have here. It goes by quickly, I know. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kirshner. I'd like to now invite Kyle Gone, Interim Program Director, to say our MSA program welcome.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining us at the Medical College of Wisconsin Masters of Science in Anesthesia White Coat ceremony. The white coat is perhaps one of the most iconic pieces of professional attire, and as such has a rich and deep history in the field of medicine, which Dr. Connolly will provide some words on later. Friends, family, loved ones, institutional leaders, faculty, current students, and community providers are all here to celebrate this momentous occasion, as the white coat you receive will solidify your entry into the medical community and the significance of the journey you are embarking on. I want to extend a special thanks and appreciation, the participation of our MCW leadership, Dr. Raymond, Dr. Kirshner, and Dr. Lean, who we'll hear from. Their leadership is paramount to our mission and presence here as a program at MCW, and we're very grateful for their support. But of course, today's primary goal is to recognize the beginning of an exciting and challenging voyage for our incoming class. All of us here acknowledge that your acceptance into this program is a culmination of intense ambition, effort, and service. And it is truly our privilege to help guide you through this next phase of your education to become a certified anesthesiologist assistant, and ultimately to serve an essential role in the medical community. However, it also takes a tremendous amount of support to achieve any meaningful goal, and much of that support is likely present here with you all today. You already beat me to it. Or joining us virtually. So I do want to take a moment for us all to applaud all of your loved ones that have supported you to get to this point and will continue to support you as you enter this next chapter in your lives. Trust me when I say that you will need them from time to time. And though it is difficult at times, I also want to caution all of your loved ones that sometimes giving support means to give space for you to attend the rigors of your studying and training. Much of your time and energy over the next 28 months will be occupied by this program and your progress to become the next generation of CAAs. Your availability to participate in various aspects of your social network might be strained during these periods of studying, stressing, and clinical work. But I promise you, the effort and sacrifice will be worth it. It is truly a transformative experience to become a CAA, and as you walk across that graduation stage just a mere 28 months from now, you'll be ready to provide vigilant care to your patients for decades to come as you work collaboratively under the leadership of physician anesthesiologists and other members of the anesthesia care team. You'll be proud of the knowledge that you've accumulated and are able to apply to critical situations. You'll be proud of the skills that you uniquely possess and display with poise and proficiency. But perhaps most importantly of all, you'll be proud of the service that you provide to your community as your patients navigate their most vulnerable moments. So from all the staff and faculty here at the MSA program and MCW, we're thrilled to have you here with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kyle. We will now hear from Dr. Cynthia Lean, Chair of the Department of Anesthesiology, via a pre-recorded message.
Good afternoon. I'm so sorry that I can't be with you this afternoon to celebrate this really momentous occasion. I am thrilled that you're able to have the white coat ceremony in person, but schedules being what they are, unfortunately, I can't be with you. I did want to take this opportunity, though, to congratulate each of you on starting a 28-month journey during which you're going to become an integral member of the anesthesia care team. As you will hear from Dr. Connolly, the white coat ceremony is a relatively new tradition that marks this major step that you're taking as you begin the training for your career choice. As students and as graduates, you will be granted a privilege that relatively few people have, that of caring for patients and all that that entails. As part of the Department of Anesthesiology, I can promise you that your education, both in the classroom and in the clinical setting, will be second to none. With your scheduled teaching sessions, your continued hard work, and your involvement in patient care over these next 28 months, you will graduate well prepared to provide patient care in any setting you choose, whether a small community hospital or a large academic medical center. You were selected from hundreds of applicants because of your interest and your capacity to function as members of a care team, and your willingness to work hard and do best for your patients. I have repeatedly been impressed by the professionalism of the MSA students and the CAA faculty. Remember, as you are learning to care for the sick, the technical skills are really just a small part of what it is that we do, and that our patients will probably better remember the power of our warmth and caring for them, our understanding of the challenges that they're facing, and our ability to reassure them than they will any of the science that went into the decisions in caring for them. In addition to becoming part of the MSA program with its outstanding leadership and faculty, you are now a member of the Department of Anesthesiology, and it is our mission as a department to consistently provide outstanding patient-centric care. Caring for the sick is an honorable profession, and it's a demanding profession. And I can almost guarantee you that it is not always easy. But remember, as I said earlier, it's a privilege to care for the sick, a privilege that very few people in society actually have. And in order to provide outstanding care, keep that privilege in perspective and consistently learn from your patients and colleagues, and with everyone with whom we work and everyone with whom you interact. And remember, with privilege comes real responsibility. Responsibility to the systems in which you work and the patients you serve. You will serve your patients well if you always advocate for them and keep their best interests in mind, and if you remain a lifelong learner. Doing all of these will allow you to become the professional you entered this program to become, and ultimately will bring you immeasurable personal and professional satisfaction. So with that, and on behalf of the entire Department of Anesthesiology, welcome to the department. We are excited that you are here and look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lean, for those wonderful words. It is now my pleasure to introduce MSA Program Medical Director, Dr. Lois Connolly, to speak on the symbolism of the white coat ceremony. Dr. Connolly?
Thank you. Well, here we are, class of 2025. It's my honor. We've all met each other virtually, but not in person. But welcome, and welcome to all your family. What a great support network that you have. And if you've traveled far to be here with us, thank you again. I'm the kind of founding medical director of the Master of Science in Anesthesia program. We started this program in 2016, and you're looking at another future class, so we have a lot of experience here. I also practice anesthesia clinically, most of my career as an adult liver transplant anesthesiologist, and also a neuroanesthesiologist, just like all of our other faculty here. So we have a lot of experience in training the next future anesthesiologist assistants. Well, I'm here to talk a little bit about the history of the white coat ceremony and why we hold this. Well, white coats traditionally have been a symbol for mostly physicians. You might be surprised to hear that in the 19th century, physicians really dressed themselves in black, and you can see that on the photo on your right. Black because it was considered a formal encounter, and often an encounter with a physician at that time really rarely benefited a patient, and most medical advice was usually given as a last resort before death. So in the late 1800s, the idea of antisepsis was taking hold in Europe. Joseph Lister moved medicine forward from quackery to actual bioscience with an understanding of how to prevent bacterial contamination. So it was in the late 1800s, like 1890, that we started seeing white smocks on physicians and assistants in paintings in the operating theater at the Massachusetts General Hospital. And you can kind of see this on the left-hand side of the screen. In the early 20th century, medicine truly became a scientific enterprise. The whiteness and pureness became reflected in the garb of both physicians and nurses. And as medicine progressed throughout the 20th century, the white coat had become more of a symbol of authority and respect. In fact, the image of the white coat has become so intimidating to patients that there's actually a name for that, and that's called the white coat syndrome, where if a patient normally had normal blood pressure saw a white coat, their blood pressure would be elevated, so we term that the white coat ceremony. It's because of this that a lot of physicians, specifically like pediatrics or psychiatrists, tend not to wear a white coat, and there's a lot of people who don't wear white coats in order to reduce anxiety in their patients. When I was in medical school, we did not have a white coat ceremony. White coat ceremony originated at the University of Chicago Pritzker School of Medicine in 1989. Now I just told you how old I am. And the white coat ceremony of today really evolved from Dr. Arnold Gold. He was a professor of clinical neurology and clinical pediatrics at Columbia University. He incorporated the Hippocratic Oath into the white coat ceremony. And so what you'll see today is the students receiving a white coat along with saying an oath at the very same time. The white coat ceremony is really embraced very widely. It's embraced not only in medical schools, MD and DOs in the US and Canada, but in 13 other countries around the world. You see it in optometry, audiology, dental, chiropractic practice, pharmacy, physician's assistants, anesthesiologist assistants, veterinary medicine. So the white coat is really evolved into a lot of healthcare and the veterinary world. It really marks, as you heard, the students' transition from preclinical into a clinical health science. Traditionally, the white coat for students is short, and you will see a lot of the students have short coats. And for a practicing practitioner or practicing anesthesiologist assistant or practitioner of any sort, their coats are long. And the white coat really symbolizes professionalism, caring, and trust. It reminds the practitioner, too, of the relationship between them and their patients, and that it should be serious and purposeful. So the white coat really symbolizes to the world our dedication to patient care. So we wear our white coat, this symbol, with pride and integrity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Connolly. I am now thrilled to introduce our keynote speaker for today, Dr. Syed Asef. Dr. Asef is a practicing anesthesiologist at Bellin Memorial Hospital in Green Bay and is president of the Bellin Health Partners Group. For the MSA program, Dr. Asef led efforts to create clinical rotations for our students in Green Bay and has been one of our greatest advocates in the region. We are very privileged to have Dr. Asef here with us today, and I am very pleased to welcome him to the podium. Dr. Asef.
Thank you, Dan, for that very kind introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished faculty, esteemed guests, and most importantly, the hardworking, talented, and dedicated students that comprise the class of 2025. We're here today to celebrate a significant milestone in your journey into a profession that holds great responsibility and an incredible potential to contribute to the health and well-being of your fellow human beings. You will be given the privilege to care for patients who will place their lives in your hands during some of the most vulnerable and anxiety-filled moments of their treatment. The hard work that you will do in the next 2 years and the incredible resources of this institution, not the least of which is its very talented faculty, will prepare you for the challenges and responsibilities of this great profession. Two very important things are going to happen here today. One is the donning of the white coat. The other, the oath that you will take. And I will have comments on both of those, but before we do that, I want to share a story about Bellin Health and our incorporation of CAAs into our workforce over the last few years. By way of background, I have to admit that throughout my career, I have been a cheerleader for the concept of anesthesia assistants. It is quite a dilemma to me that a concept whose value has been long proven since the inaugural class in 1969 of Emory University, and now 54 years later, we only have 15 to 20 training programs in the country, and CAAs comprise only about 10% of the workforce of anesthetists. So it's from that perspective that we participated very avidly in the Wisconsin Society of Anesthesiologists' efforts to advance legislation to open the doors for CAAs in Wisconsin. And we celebrated with great joy in 2016 when this program opened, and we in Wisconsin had its training program, and we admitted the first class. But in 2020, there were no jobs for CAAs north of Milwaukee in the state of Wisconsin. And we wanted to change that. And the barriers were multiple, and the resistance to change required bureaucratic navigation, the details of which may be a subject for another day. But we did navigate those turbulent waters, and we very successfully, hiring our first CAA, Jeremy Noble, who was a graduate of Case Western Reserve, and in the spring of 2020. We're very grateful for the 4 graduates of this program that have chosen to join our practice. In total, CAAs now comprise a third of our anesthetist pool. The integration of CAAs in our practice is a real success story. Their presence in our midst has had a very positive impact on the quality of services that we deliver. And for the first time in over 30 years of my presence at Bellin Health, we are fully staffed. If I were to identify the most important contributors to this successful integration, I would include early communication and education of all stakeholders, promoting a delineation of privileges and scope of practice that is identical to those of CRNAs. Very importantly, a salary and benefit package that is identical to that of CRNAs. And I also have to add a clear demonstration of resolve, unyielding to pressure and blackmail. Also, we chose to become a clinical training site for your program, and that served 2 important purposes. One, that we were contributing to the education of anesthesia assistants, but second, it demonstrated in our local community that we were serious, we were committed to this concept, and we were not going back. So I just want to give a great big thank you to this program. Your efforts benefit our state incredibly. It's hard for me to imagine how we could have met a lot of our challenges without your graduates. And I mean that both on the CAA that have joined our practice and also your residents that have joined our practice. So a great big thank you to you, to this program. I want to go back to the main event and now talk about the donning of the white coat. And as Dr. Connolly said, and you guys all know, the white coat is not just a uniform. It is a symbol of professionalism, of caring and compassion. These are the qualities that we aspire in all of our patient encounters. So wear your white coats with pride and strive to live up to the qualities that it symbolizes. Next, the anesthesia assistant oath. That oath has so much in common with the Hippocratic Oath, or multiple modifications of the Hippocratic Oath. At their core, these are attestations of the duties we incur as health professionals to always place the patient's interest first, regardless of the circumstances we encounter. The oath that we take in certain circumstances becomes our patient's last line of defense against corporate or state actors that might seek to subordinate the patient's interest. In those circumstances, will we have the courage to live according to the dictums of our oath? I want to share a story with you that recently occurred in my country of origin, Iran. Almost exactly a year ago, a young woman by the name of Mahsa Amini was arrested by police because some of her hair was showing from under her hijab. She was beaten and she died in custody from the head injuries she sustained. That prompted a mass uprising led by women that went on for months. People in the hundreds of thousands came in the streets to oppose this brutality. The demonstrators were confronted with the full force of state brutality, and many ended up in hospital to receive care. Security police entered hospitals and arrested people interrupting medical care, including taking people from under anesthesia, where the interruption of medical care was certain to cause the patient's demise. As this information became known, the demonstrators avoided going to the hospital. Even when they suffered gunshot wounds on the streets, they would go home. A young physician by the name of Dr. Aida Rostami, 38-year-old female physician, joined the ranks of other fellow physicians and began making house calls to treat the injured. She was arrested by the security police, suffered unspeakable torture, and died in police custody. I hope and pray that our commitment to our oath is never tested in this fashion in America. But on a smaller scale, we do encounter examples on a daily basis where a strict adherence to our oath of office, to the Hippocratic Oath, would have us behaving differently. When I was at the last annual meeting of the American Society of Anesthesiologists, a paper was presented that looked at outcomes for women who are presenting with threatened pregnancies before 21 weeks of gestation. And they compared the outcomes before and after the reversal of Roe v. Wade on September 21. And they documented a maternal mortality that had doubled. So my point is not where in the debate you sit. That's immaterial. But here is an example of state interference in medical care that harmed our patients. One could legitimately ask in this situation, did we live up to our Hippocratic Oath when we have allowed this outcome to occur? So as you take your oath, contemplate its profound meaning. And when you realize the full extent of the mandate, you will know why our profession is not a job, but it is a calling. Thank you for inviting me here today and giving me the opportunity to welcome you to the greater anesthesia family. As you are making your decisions for your rotations, please remember we love to see you in Green Bay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Assef. Okay, so now is everybody ready to finish the ceremony and get started with the white coats? I see some heads nodding, yeah. Let's hear a whoop for your student. All right. So it is, let me quickly make a note here. I have to change my camera angle. It is tradition here at MCW's MSA program to have the upperclassmen also welcome the new class to the program with a pin here that is a MCW gold pin. So I would like to now invite Victor Velasquez, the president of the class of 2024 Student Government Association, to the floor to make your mark there. Thank you, Victor. I would also like to invite Brad Wright, MSA faculty and lead simulation instructor, here to the mark to help me coat the first group of students. Will the first group of 6 students stand up and make your way to the mark, please? In addition to coding them and pinning our students, we are inviting each student to first step to the microphone to offer a thank you to those who have helped them or supported them in their journey to the program. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. Rania El Zubaydi.
Hello, everyone. First, I would like to thank my parents for your love and encouragement. They have given me the strength to never give up. And as my mom always reminds me, know that everything happens for a reason. And to my 4 incredible older sisters, your unwavering support and guidance has been my bedrock. To my beloved grandma, who may no longer be with us in person, but whose spirit continues to guide me every day. She ignited a flame inside of me to pursue healthcare, and I know she would be so proud to see me here today. Lastly, I'd like to thank the admissions committee for giving me this opportunity, and here's to the next 28 months and beyond. Thank you all.
Abigail Becker.
Hello. Thank you all for being here with us today as we celebrate this very monumentous event in all of our lives. I'd like to thank my parents and all of my family members and loved ones who are here. I'd like to thank them for their continuous support and encouragement and love in my education and their continuous support throughout this program. And I'd like to thank the MSA program and MCW for allowing me this opportunity to study as an SAA and to become a future CAA. So I'm very excited for these next 28 months and whatever lies ahead for my classmates and I. Thank you.
Igor Bereslavsky.
Hi, everyone. Of course, I'd like to give a big thanks to the MCW program here with MSA to give me the opportunity to train and become a CAA. I can't wait to start this journey. Of course, I'd also like to thank my hometown and school friends for always lending a helping hand during countless assignments and stressful exam prep. Secondly, I'd like to extend gratitude to my late grandmother, Irina. She was essential to my childhood upbringing and really stepped into the role of a second mother when my parents would be tied up working late and having to attend evening college courses. Always being my biggest supporter, I know she'd be happy to see me here today. Lastly, I want to express the greatest appreciation to my parents. They immigrated to this country with little to nothing in their pockets, taking the chance to chase the American dream and give me and my sister the best opportunity to succeed in life. I'm largely in this position because of their many sacrifices. So Mom, Dad, thank you.
Sorry about that. It's been lost. Here she is.
Kimberly Golden.
Hello, thank you all. First and foremost, I want to start out by thanking my husband, Ben, for always believing me and being my ultimate hype man. It is because of your unwavering support that I am able to chase my dreams, and I am forever grateful to you for that. Next, I would like to thank my father-in-law and mother-in-law for pushing me to be my best and treating me like your own daughter. Although I know she couldn't be here today, I know you are both extremely proud of me. Finally, I would like to thank all of my other family and friends and the MSA staff for being here tonight and watching online. I appreciate your support as I start this program, and I am happy that I'll be able to rely on all of you for support throughout the next 2 years. Thank you.
Finding the pin is going to be hard. Brianna Hernandez.
Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today with a heart full of gratitude. To my incredible parents, your unwavering support and constant encouragement have shaped me into who I am. Your belief in my dreams have pushed me to reach heights I never thought possible. And to my loving husband, as I step forward into new challenges, I want to express my appreciation in advance for your patience and understanding. Your presence lightens my burdens, and your love gives me strength. Thank you all for being pillars of my journey.
Preston Kazarski.
Hello, everyone. First off, I'd like to take this time to thank my family, friends, the close ones around me, as well as the faculty for helping me get to where I am here today. I know it's been a very long, tough journey for me and the rest of my classmates. So I just hope for their continued support to help me get through the rest of school and to becoming a CAA. Thank you.
Let's give a round of applause to Victor and Brad. I would now like to invite Martha Hernandez-Crummel, Vice President of the Student Government Association, and Nicole Bauer, MSA faculty, to the floor. Teresa Kimball.
Hi. First, I would like to thank my friends and family for their love and support throughout this journey. I would also like to thank my amazing coworkers and providers at Aurora Summit for their guidance and encouragement. From the first day that I was in the medical field to now, they have helped me grow as a person and taught me the ins and outs of medicine, and I wouldn't be here today without them. Thank you.
Jessica Kula.
Thank you everyone for being with us today, especially to my friends and family. I am truly grateful for everything that you have done for me along my path. And as I put on this coat, I carry your love and encouragement with me. Also, thank you to MCW for giving me this opportunity and for believing in me. Thank you.
Lauren Lunar.
I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank my husband and family for their constant support and encouragement. It does not go unnoticed. And then I'd also like to thank the Medical College of Wisconsin for providing me guidance and the opportunity to become a student here. Thank you.
Diana Magana.
I want to thank all my loved ones for being here on this special day today and for all the support through this journey. All the hard work to get here is making this day more rewarding. I would also like to thank MCW for giving me the opportunity to achieve my goals of providing the best care to the members of our communities.
Gabriella Metten.
I want to start off by saying thank you to the MSA faculty and staff for accepting me into this program and for allowing me to begin this lifelong commitment of learning and service to the community. I would also like to thank my friends and family for their continuous support, guidance, and encouragement over the years, and for serving as my inspiration to pursue this career. And finally, I want to thank my parents for teaching me how to be strong in the face of adversity and for showing me how to truly live life selflessly. Thank you.
Carissa Murphy.
I'd like to thank all my family and friends, specifically my grandma, my mom, and my sister, for always believing in me and praying for me and instilling a love for medicine in me and being the best female role models that I could have. My brother-in-law for always asking me, have you applied for that program yet? And opening your home to me for tours, shadowing, and now school. My boyfriend for always encouraging me and providing me with words of support. And my friend Ari for introducing me to the program and really showing her passion for it to me. Thank you.
I have an extra one. Okay. All right, let's hear a round of applause for Martha and for Nicole. I would now like to invite Calvin Dasso, our Student Government's Wisconsin Academy of Anesthesiologists Assistants Representative, and Matt Wire, MSA faculty, to the floor. Marco Quinones.
Thanks, everyone. I want to start off by saying thank you to the family that's here that flew all the way from Wyoming to support me. It means a lot, especially from there. I also want to say a big thanks to my wife who is supporting me mentally through this and also financially. Account. And I want to give a big thanks to my parents. I learned my work ethic and perseverance through them. They're the big reason I'm here. Without them sacrificing everything and moving their lives, immigrating to the US, I wouldn't be standing with you all today. And a big thanks to the MSA faculty and staff. I'm excited for these 28 months. Thanks.
Nabila Shaheen.
Hello, everyone. I want to thank my family who couldn't be here today. Ba, if you're watching this, I love you to the moon and back. Thank you so much for everything and for supporting me. And, Jihad, I know you're watching this too. Hi. Thank you to the faculty and staff who provided me with this opportunity. I'm really happy to be here. Mom, I love you. Thanks.
Stephen Soloff.
Yeah, I'd like to just give a thank you to my wife for being so supportive of me along this journey. I'm pretty sure she thought I was joking. Last year when I said I was going to apply to Wisconsin, we were living in Colorado. It's quite the change. And yeah, just looking forward to the next 28 months.
Ava Sutter.
Hi, everyone. First and foremost, I want to thank my parents for their unwavering support and encouragement in all my endeavors, especially the journey to this program. I also want to thank my wonderful siblings that I adore, my incredible friends who I spent countless hours studying with, and my extended family, especially my grandparents, just for always being in my corner and cheering me on. And I also want to thank the MSA faculty here at MCW for the opportunity to be a part of this program and pursue a career as an anesthesiologist assistant.
Natalie Tiley.
Hello. Wanted to start out by thanking my cousin Morgan Brown for introducing me to this profession, as well as just always being there. I've been able to look up to her for a lot of advice, kind of following in her footsteps, going to undergraduate school at UW-Madison, and just throughout the rest of this process, getting here. I'd also like to thank the rest of my family for all of their love, support, and encouragement. I would not be able to be here without them. And then I would love to thank the rest of the MCW faculty for making this all possible and allowing me to pursue my dream profession.
Monique Valenzuela.
everybody. I'd like to thank my boyfriend Ralph for coming across the country with me to embark on this journey, to my mom for being such a great support system to my daughter and I, and to my daughter Ace. We have quite literally grown up together. Thank you for being so patient with me, being a young mom, a single young mom at the time, and just, being patient while I find new journeys that I want to embark on, and you're right there along the way. So thank you. And thank you to the MCW staff, specifically the MSA program, for all the knowledge you'll share with me over the next 28 months. Thank you.
All right. Calvin, Matt, you may take your seats. I'm showing the audience at home where you are right now, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit so they can see all of you. Yeah, you can wave. There you go. Well, now that you're all coded and you all look the part, let's go ahead and follow up with the anesthesiologist assistant oath. So I would like to invite Brad, MSA faculty, to the microphone so he can lead us all in the oath, or lead all of you in the oath.
Hi, everyone. I'd like to have all of the new SAAs, our present SAAs as well, class of 2024, and all of the certified anesthesiologist assistants, please stand. All right, everybody, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby solemnly swear, in the presence of all assembled today, to carry out to the best of my abilities the following oath. I will strive to reduce the suffering of my patients at all times. And never will I use my skills to knowingly cause injury or for any wrongdoing. I will treat each patient with equal energy and respect his or her diversity while safeguarding their privacy and honoring their right of autonomy. I will work to be an exemplary ambassador of the anesthesiologist assistant profession and will always work to strengthen its place in the healthcare team. Thank you, everybody.
All right, if everyone could have a seat. We have one more closing remarks. I'd like to now invite Nicole Bauer, president of the Wisconsin Academy of Anesthesiologist Assistants, to join me here at the podium for the closing remarks.
Thank you. It doesn't feel that long ago. I was sitting right where you are now. Back in 2016, right in this room, I was getting my white coat and about to embark in the journey of becoming an MCW MSA student. For those of you who don't know from that remarks, I was part of the inaugural class here at MCW for the MSA program. I am now practicing CAA at Children's Wisconsin. I can remember the feelings of excitement, the nerves about starting a new program, and the gratitude I felt for those who had helped me get to where I was. Of course, this moment would not have been possible without those who had advocated for me along the way. I had family and friends who had been supporting me for my whole life. I had many teachers over the years who helped me by not only advancing my education, but helped me to grow and realize what I wanted to do as a profession. They even wrote letters of recommendation to help me get into the program. I advocated for myself, much like you all did, to gain admissions into this program during your application and interview process. Beyond those examples, there are those who I didn't know personally but had been advocating for me on my behalf before I even knew what an anesthesiologist assistant was. The anesthesiologist assistant profession has seen a tremendous amount of growth, especially in recent years. We currently have licensure in 16 states and delegatory authority in 4, which is 3 more states with licensure and 1 more with delegatory authority than when I went through the program. All this exciting advancement in the profession would not have been possible if it wasn't for the tireless work of CAAs and anesthesiologists. Every day, they're not only doing their clinical roles and responsibilities at their workplace, but are advocating for CAAs nationwide. For some, this looks like participation in state academies. For some, it's joining hospitals, committees, and councils. And for others, it's participating in national organizations. The bottom line is these individuals are going above and beyond their defined work roles for the advancement of the entire profession. The importance of advocacy was instilled in me in my time in the program. So many of our faculty members are important examples and leaders. I felt inspired to contribute to the profession, one at which I feel so lucky to practice. I've served on committees in the hospital, committees within the American Society of Anesthesiologists, and currently serve as the president of the Wisconsin Academy of Anesthesiologist Assistants. I hope over your next 28 months, you will feel the same level of inspiration and desire to advocate for the profession, that this program will serve as your springboard for your advocacy efforts. I hope you feel empowered to advocate for the next generation of CAAs so that we have licensure in all states. And someday you can give a speech about how when you started the program, there was only licensure in 16 states. I can't wait to be alongside you as you learn and grow through this process and join our CAA community. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Now, I have learned from the past, and I will tell you a quick announcement. We're going to do some group photos before you all head out for the evening. But the MSA, Master of Science Anesthesia program, white coat ceremony for the class of 2025 is now over. So if the students can join me here at the floor, and we'll go ahead and take some pictures. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Thank you for those who were able to watch us virtually. And we're done. Thank you all.